David finds an envelope in his mailbox addressed to him, but the handwriting is his own. Inside, a single message reads, "Do not take the job. Trust me." Intrigue fills the air as he wonders who sent this warning and how it exists. Sitting alone at his kitchen table, David can't shake the feeling of unease as he rereads the note. Outside his window, a shadowy figure watches his every move, raising questions about their connection to this cryptic warning. In a frenzy, David paces his living room phone in hand, unsure if he should reach out to his friend for guidance. Around him, the lingering artifacts of the job offer loom, illustrating the perilous choice he faces. David's eyes dart to the calendar where the job interview looms, ominously intensifying his anxiety. Nearby, a mysterious note is pinned to a bulletin board surrounded by unsettling images that suggest far more than just a simple job. Seated on his couch, David clutches his phone tightly, scanning through frantic messages from friends who sense his turmoil. The clock ticks loudly in the background, heightening the suspense as the time for the interview approaches. As David scrolls through his phone, Mark's last message lingers in his mind, filled with unspoken implications. Meanwhile, across town, Mark is deep in thought, his hesitation suggesting he knows more than he is willing to share. With a newfound resolve, David gazes out the window, wrestling with his fear, as he decides whether to confront the unknown at the interview. Unbeknownst to him, a shadowy figure slips away from the scene, signaling a threat that could unravel everything. In front of the mirror, David buttons his shirt, his reflection revealing a storm of conflict as he readies himself for the impending interview. On the desk nearby, the job application lies ominously filled with red flags that suggest hidden dangers beneath its surface. At the threshold of his home, David takes a deep breath, preparing to confront the uncertainty of the interview ahead. Outside, the street stretches before him, seemingly deserted, with an unsettling stillness that heightens his sense of foreboding. As David strides down the street, determination marks his features, despite the unease swirling within. Ahead looms an old weathered building that houses the interview, its cracked windows whispering secrets of the past and an uncertain future. Crossing the threshold into the dimly lit lobby, David's nervous energy is palpable as he surveys the stark surroundings. At the front desk, the receptionist maintains a professional demeanor, but there's an unsettling quality in her eyes as she motions for him to sit. Seated in the waiting area, David taps his foot anxiously, the ticking clock amplifying his growing tension. Suddenly, a door swings open at the far end, revealing a shadowy figure that beckons him forward, intensifying the air of mystery surrounding the opportunity. As David stands, anticipation mingles with dread in his eyes, each step towards the figure heightening his uncertainty. Stepping into the light, the mysterious figure reveals an enigmatic smile, with an array of ominous papers scattered across the desk behind them. Seated across from the enigmatic figure, David feels the tension mounting as he studies the peculiar documents displayed before him. A close-up reveals the unclear terms and conditions, promising allure, yet hinting at dangers that threaten to shadow David's future. With his hand trembling, David hesitates, reaching for the pen that lies invitingly on the table, uncertainty clearly visible on his face. The figure observes him with an unsettling calmness, leaning forward slightly, as if urging him to make the fateful decision. A sudden flashback hits David, remembering the moment he discovered the first anonymous letter slipped under his door, shock and confusion evident in his wide eyes. In a frenzy, he searches through his apartment, turning over furniture and desperately seeking hidden cameras or clues about who might be watching his every move. With fear and paranoia etched on his face, David's eyes dart around his apartment, catching fleeting glimpses of shadows moving just outside his window. A dark silhouette looms beyond the glass, barely visible, yet undeniably present, watching every one of David's moves with an unsettling stillness. Stumbling back from the window, David's heart races as the chilling reality of being watched sinks in, leaving him breathless. A close-up reveals his terrified expression, beads of sweat gathering on his brow as panic threatens to consume him whole. Frantically pacing in his dimly lit living room, David runs his fingers through his hair, struggling to regain control of his spiraling thoughts. The clock on the wall reads 3:15 a.m., each tick amplifying the tension in the air as David grapples with the suffocating weight of his escalating paranoia. Sitting on the edge of his bed with his head in his hands, David is overwhelmed by a crushing sense of isolation and dread, questioning his own sanity. In the dim light, the faint outline of an envelope peeks out from under his pillow, its presence feeling both familiar and ominous. With trembling hands, David slowly lifts the envelope from under his pillow, bracing himself for the unknown contents within. A close-up captures the shift in his expression, from sheer fear to a flicker of determination as he prepares to confront whatever lies inside. Tearing open the envelope with urgency, David's eyes widen in disbelief as the unsettling contents flash before him. A series of cryptic phrases and ominous warnings scrawled on the paper seem to come alive, each word amplifying his growing sense of dread. While David tries to shake off the unsettling encounter, he begins to realize that the stakes of his life are much higher than he ever anticipated. As he exits the cafe, an inexplicable feeling of dread settles in his gut, hinting at a greater danger lurking just beyond the surface. David feels the weight of the world pressing down on him as he walks through the chaos of the city, each passerby seeming to carry secrets. The encounter with the man has awakened something deep within him, suggesting that forces beyond his understanding are now at play. Haunted by the man's words, David's mind races with possibilities as he clutches the mysterious paper tightly. Every step forward feels like an entry into a deeper mystery, where time and reality are interwoven in ways he cannot yet comprehend. As David studies the strange symbols, a chilling realization dawns on him. This is not just a puzzle, but a key to something much larger. The air grows thick with tension as he senses that he is being watched, and the feeling of impending danger begins to envelop him. Determined to uncover the truth, David knows he must push forward despite the fear gripping him. With each heartbeat, the urgency grows. He understands that unraveling this mystery could either lead to enlightenment or deepen his perilous descent into darkness. Stepping into the night, David feels an electrifying mix of fear and determination surge through him. The city once familiar now resembles a maze filled with hidden dangers, and he knows that every choice he makes could alter the course of his life forever. As David approaches the ominous door, an instinctive shiver runs down his spine, urging him to turn back. Yet curiosity propels him forward, whispering that answers might lie just beyond this threshold despite the risks that loom. With a deep breath, David pushes the door open and steps inside, his heart pounding in rhythm with the flickering light. The sight before him offers a glimpse into a world that feels both magnetic and perilous, as secrets from the past beckon him closer. As David reaches for the file, a wave of memories crashes over him, reminding him of the life he left behind that now feels tainted by shadowy mysteries. This moment becomes a turning point as he senses the gravity of the revelations waiting to unfold within these pages. Beneath the weight of those haunting images, realization dawns on David. The company he once trusted has kept dark secrets hidden in plain sight. With every heartbeat, his resolve strengthens, and he vows to uncover the truth and confront the sinister forces that have orchestrated this twisted game. Driven by a mix of fury and purpose, David begins to connect the dots, realizing that uncovering these truths might lead him into a web of deceit far more intricate than he ever imagined. With the shadows closing in, he also understands that time is of the essence, and he must act swiftly to reclaim his life from the clutches of this sinister organization. Stepping back into the night, David feels the chilling air wash over him, invigorating his senses and fueling his determination. Armed with the truth, he knows that every step forward could lead to confrontation, but he is ready to face whatever comes next. With every step, David feels the weight of his revelations pressing heavily on his shoulders. Yet they also ignite a fierce resolve within him. He senses a watchful presence trailing him, reminding him that he is not alone in this fight. Adversaries are waiting to strike back. As he reaches the desolate warehouse, an unsettling feeling grips David. Every instinct warns him that he is stepping into a lion's den. Heart racing, he takes a deep breath and steels himself, knowing he must enter to uncover the truth buried within these walls. Inside, the atmosphere is heavy with anticipation, and David fights against the creeping doubt in his mind. Each step deeper into the warehouse could lead him closer to danger or revelation. Armed with only his resolve and the light guiding him, he knows that the truth must be brought to light no matter the cost. As beams of light pierce the gloom, David's heart races with a mix of excitement and dread. Each shadowy corner holds the potential for both clarity and peril. The sight of the ajar door beckons him forward, and he senses that beyond it lies the key to unraveling the twisted truth he's been chasing. Crossing the threshold, David feels a shiver run down his spine. The familiar faces in the photographs evoke memories both cherished and painful. In that moment, he realizes that this is more than just a quest for answers. It's a journey into the depths of his own past, where every revelation could change everything. Suddenly, a chill envelops David as he spots a figure that seems to reflect his every move. It's a haunting realization that someone, or something, has taken his place. As dread washes over him, he grapples with the terrifying possibility that he might not be alone, and the truth he seeks may lead him to confront the very essence of his identity. Caught in a web of terror, David's mind races. The realization that this entity embodies the darkest parts of himself sends him spiraling. With every step the figure takes, it becomes clear that confronting this doppelganger may be the only way to reclaim his true self and escape the nightmare threatening to consume him. With newfound courage, David prepares for the confrontation of a lifetime. He understands that this fight is not just against a mere reflection, but the embodiment of his fears and regrets. As he steadies himself, he knows that in order to reclaim his life, he must confront the darkness lurking in the depths of his own soul. The moment of truth arrives as David throws himself into the fray, each heartbeat echoing in his ears. The clash between them is imminent. In this high-stakes battle, he knows that he must summon every ounce of strength within him to confront the sinister part of his identity that threatens to engulf him entirely. In a moment filled with tension, the man inside the office, the one who looks exactly like David, places his hand on the glass and mouths a single word, "Run." As panic surges, the man's eyes lock onto his doppelgangers, conveying a desperate plea for urgent action, while the door behind him creaks ominously, inviting them into the unknown. With a burst of adrenaline, a shadowy figure darts through the doorway, vanishing into the darkness, leaving the man to grapple with the weight of what comes next. In the eerily quiet corridor, every sound intensifies, and the man presses his fist against the cold glass, weighing his options as danger lurks just beyond his reach. At the far end of the corridor, a dark presence waits, and with newfound resolve, the man pivots away from the glass, ready to confront what lies ahead. With a steadying breath, he steps into the corridor, the shadows enveloping him as he ventures deeper into the unknown, each flicker of the light heightening his apprehension. As he presses on, the fleeting silhouette comes into view tantalizingly close, while a glowing door at the corridor's end offers a glimmer of hope amidst the looming danger. With every ounce of determination, he reaches out for the elusive figure, but a wave of shadows surges forward, intensifying the urgency of his pursuit. For a fleeting moment, their eyes meet, a silent exchange of fear and resolve, while he grapples with the overwhelming sense that time is slipping away. In an instant, the figure vanishes into the luminous doorway, and he stands at the edge of decision, torn between the sanctuary of the light and the dark forces closing in. With a surge of adrenaline, he propels himself toward the door, plunging into the blinding light as the shadows claw at his heels, desperate to pull him back. Suddenly, he emerges into a spectacular realm where vibrant hues swirl around him and echoes of familiar moments dance in the air, leaving him breathless and bewildered. Amidst the captivating chaos, he recognizes fleeting images of loved ones and pivotal memories, each one pulling at his heartstrings and challenging his understanding of reality. His hand stretches towards the apparition of his younger self, yearning to seize that moment, while the vast kaleidoscopic panorama beckons him deeper into its enigmatic embrace. As the memories whirl chaotically, an overwhelming pressure mounts, urging him to make a choice, knowing that if he hesitates, the past might slip away forever. With a moment of clarity, he steadies himself, inhaling deeply, aware that darkness looms closer, threatening to consume him if he does not act quickly. Resolute, he locks onto a singular moment filled with hope, sending forth a powerful beam of light from his hand, cutting through the swirling chaos that surrounds him. As the memory crystallizes in front of him, he is drawn closer, overwhelmed by a sense of joy and nostalgia, understanding that this moment shapes his very being. Stepping into the heart of this cherished memory, he is enveloped by laughter and love, rekindling connections that time and distance had tried to erase. As he is embraced by familiar faces, the warmth of their laughter reverberates through him, illuminating the truth that love can bridge any distance and conquer all fears. As the vibrant memory starts to fade, he clings to it with all his might, desperate to preserve the connection that has reignited his spirit. With his heart pounding, he witnesses the joyful scene battling against encroaching shadows, realizing this moment is a fragile light in an otherwise dark world. Fueled by unwavering resolve, he steps boldly towards the darkness, ready to stand against anything that threatens to dim the light of hope he has reclaimed. As the darkness coils around him, he stands firm, harnessing an inner strength that radiates like a beacon ready to defy any force that seeks to undo his progress. With an unwavering gaze, he prepares to release the light within him, channeling all the love and choices that have led him to this pivotal moment. As he unleashes his inner light, it bursts forth with dazzling brilliance, engulfing the darkness and transforming the once bleak surroundings into a vibrant tapestry of freedom and possibility. With the shadows vanquished, he gazes upon a tranquil scene drenched in sunlight, feeling a profound sense of relief wash over him as clarity replaces uncertainty. As he absorbs the beauty surrounding him, he stands as a testament to resilience, recognizing that every courageous choice leads to a brighter tomorrow full of endless possibilities. With his back turned to the shadows of the past, he strides confidently into a future illuminated by hope, each step forward a testament to his commitment to a brighter existence. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting vibrant colors across the sky, he stands silhouetted in triumph, a powerful reminder that he has conquered the darkness and embraced his liberation. In this tranquil twilight, the landscape flourishes, symbolizing a new beginning. He walks away confidently, disappearing into the luminous horizon of his bright future. As the stars emerge in the night sky, a reminder of all the possibilities ahead fills him with serenity, his smile revealing the peace that comes from embracing his true self. Under the expansive night sky, he stands with a sense of belonging, each twinkling star a representation of the dreams and possibilities waiting for him. As dawn breaks on the horizon, illuminating the world with golden light, he reaches out eager to seize the endless opportunities that the new day holds.